Chronicles of Prophecy Fulfillment by God's Servant Pastor Michael Ereokon, PhD. In January 2023, God's servant Pastor Michael Ereokon in his written prophecy had declared that the gospel will invade the Middle East. This prophecy was fulfilled on the 13th of August 2024 in Iran, as 1 million Muslims left Islam to Christianity for greener pastures.
Unbelievable but true. Mosques are closing down as millions of Muslims are turning to Jesus. That's right, you heard it here first. Iran, a country known for its strict Islamic laws, is experiencing a seismic shift. People are trading in their prayer rugs for Bibles. Imagine this, a nation known for its hardline Islamic laws is now becoming a hotbed for Christianity. Mosques, once the epicenter of community life, are now eerily quiet. Over 50,000 of them have closed their doors.
On the 8th of February 2023, God's servant Pastor Michael Ereokon prophesied that there shall be protests against the government of the day in many nations.
There shall be protests against government of the day in many nations. There shall be economic disaster, industrial disruption.
This prophecy began to manifest as there has been several protests against the government of the day, economic disruptions and industrial disturbances across the nations of the world, including Nigeria, Spain, Ecuador, Chile, Lebanon, Iraq, Iran, Colombia, the UK, Bangladesh and Kenya.
At least 13 protesters were killed during mass protests in Nigeria against the country's economic crisis that turned violent in several states. Nigerians had been planning nationwide protests all week against the country's worst cost of living crisis in a generation.
End by government! What are you saying? End by government! What are you saying?
They even used barbed wire to barricade us yesterday, and they still come over the barbed wire again to come and be shooting us.
Let's talk about Spain. The economy has been growing faster than most of its neighbours recently, and that's in great part due to its tourism industry. But not everyone is happy about the growth of tourism in Spain, which is now seeing a backlash in many parts of the country.
The southern city of Malaga staged a similar demonstration.
The city, it's been developed in a way that the prices are going so high that now people who work and live here cannot really afford an apartment.
Both Ecuador and Chile have seen intense anti-government protests. The demonstrations began after the presidents in each country made economic announcements, which in turn sparked a massive public outcry. But there are protests with similar motives happening all over the world as well. Lebanon, Iran, Iraq, Colombia. Many of the crises stand out for being the most severe periods of turmoil in at least a decade.
Now we turn to the United Kingdom. For a few days now, that name has seemed ironic, United Kingdom, because unity wasn't really on display. In fact, it was the opposite. You could only see hate and division, because riots were breaking out all over the country. Anti-Muslim and anti-immigrant riots, they began last week because of misinformation.
I want to show you something. This video from Bangladesh shows inside what was the Prime Minister's residence. And this is inside the country's parliament. Hundreds have been killed and thousands injured over the past few weeks in Bangladesh. And on Monday, the Prime Minister not only resigned, she fled the country. For the last week, the world has been watching Nairobi. Here's what they saw.
Young Kenyans are demonstrating for their rights. They're demonstrating with flags and banners. I can't even see anymore. They're being tear gassed. They're being
That woman struggling to speak because her lungs and throat are on fire. Protesters and police have been at each other's throats, and there has been incredible violence.
I've counted at least 3 bodies around the parliament.
Humanitarian groups say police fired live rounds. They also say more than a dozen people, at least, were killed, many more hurt. The military was deployed, and protesters were furious.
On the 1st of January 2024, God's servant Pastor Michael Ereokon prophesied that there would be 3 strategic wars which he tagged as CCC, cyber, currency and civil wars.
There shall be 3 strategic war, called it CCC. Number 1, cyber war. Number 2, C, currency. The 3rd C is civil.
In fulfillment of this prophecy, there has been recurrent news related to cyber attacks, currency, and civil war.
In this digital era, cyber warfare has emerged as a growing threat, looming over governments, corporations, and individuals alike. It's the silent war fought behind screens, where data is the ammunition and your devices are the artillery.
In January 2024, there was a reported cyber attack on the water facility of Muleshoe, Texas, leading to flood in the area. Also on the 4th of June 2024, there was a cyber attack on some major London hospitals, cancelling a number of procedures like blood transfusion.
And we start with breaking news this hour. A number of procedures have been cancelled or redirected to other NHS providers following a cyber attack on some of London's major hospitals. The incident is said to be having a major impact on the delivery of services, with blood transfusions particularly affected.
In August 14, 2024, the Nigerian GT Bank website was compromised in a major cyber attack.
GT Bank website compromised in major cyber attack. Customer data at risk. The Nigerian GT Bank has suffered a breach that had led to the hijacking of its website, gtbank.com.
And on the 14th of August 2024, a major cyber attack hit the Iranian central bank.
A major cyber attack has rocked Iran's banking system, crippling the Central Bank of Iran and several other banks. The latest cyber attack comes amid escalating tensions in West Asia. Reports indicate that several other banks have also been attacked, leading to widespread disruptions in the country's banking system. Initial assessments indicate this could be one of the largest cyber attacks ever against Iranian state infrastructure.
On the 1st of September 2024, there was a cyber attack on London's transport network TfL, causing breach of customer data, of which a 17-year-old has been arrested.
London's transport network, which serves 4 million passengers every day, has suffered a major data breach. You may recall that TfL was hacked over the weekend, but it didn't send too many alarm bells ringing at the time, as they didn't believe any customer data was breached. Or so we thought. Now, London's public transport network is warning that names, phone numbers, and even banking details may have been taken. A 17-year-old from Walsall has been arrested on suspicion of the attack, and the National Crime Agency is investigating the breach. TfL have said it is a limited number of customers that have potentially had their bank details breached. They say the hack accessed Oyster card refund data. This amounts to around 5,000 customers who they will be contacting directly.
Still on the 1st of January 2024, he also prophesied the shutting down of many churches.
Many churches will shut down.
This prophecy was fulfilled in August 2024 as the Rwandan government shut down about 8,000 churches in the country for not meeting health and safety standards.
More than 8,000 churches and mosques have been shut down in Rwanda this month for not meeting health and safety standards. Nearly most of them have the country's places of worship and have been found in to be violation of several regulations. The first major crackdown since a law tightening up operations was brought in 5 years ago.
Still on the 1st of January 2024, he prophesied that there shall be escalation of most things that 2023 started, and there shall be high rise in Antichrist activities.
And the Lord said, there shall be escalation of things that 2023 hid. Some they started it on the scratch. In 2024, it shall be escalated. And there shall be high rise in Antichrist activities globally.
This prophecy was fulfilled on the 26th of July, 2024 in the 2024 Olympics opening ceremony with a performance mocking the Last Supper of Jesus in the Bible.
The devil is absolutely in the details, folks. 2024 Olympics has finally come to a close. And I say finally with actually some sense of relief, even though this is an event that should be unifying to people from all over the world, all different backgrounds, to engage in something as beautiful as athletic competition. But here's what this Olympics was plagued with. Opening ceremony. You all probably saw the story. The opening ceremony for the 2024 Olympics began with a performance resembling the Last Supper of Jesus Christ the night before he was crucified for the world's sins, mind you. And instead of giving honor to our Lord and Savior, it was a complete mockery, having drag queens sitting at this Last Supper table, and even people on this scene with their genitalia hanging out live on television for parents, families, and children to witness. But then you have the closing ceremony. More subtle, but the subtleties of this closing ceremony are raising a lot of concern from people saying, was this another satanic ritual that happened right before our eyes?
Watch very carefully, because there is a subtle message here that everyone has missed. The person riding this white horse is holding an Olympics flag, and behind him are all the nations of the world also holding many colourful flags. So take all of that into your mind and then listen to Revelation 6 verse 2. And I looked, and behold, a white horse. He who sat on it had a bow, and a crown was given to him, and he went out conquering and to conquer. Now, many Christians, myself included, believe that the rider of this white horse will be the Antichrist. And did you hear how it said he will be holding a bow? Now, the Greek word for bow is the word toxin, and yes, it can have a few meanings. One of them can be a bow and arrow, but it can also mean rainbow. It is interesting that it says that the Antichrist will arrive on the scene holding a bow. Could it be that, like we've just seen at the Olympics, he'll be holding a flag, but he'll be holding a flag of the rainbow, and anyone who does not bow to this bow will be a problem and will need removing by the Antichrist. Take a look at this. As the white pale horse begins to trot down the stage, it comes to a set of stairs, and at the top of these stairs, what should be at the center of the podium but a golden calf. Now again, I really find this very curious. Why would these organizers, who will have spent many hours in board meetings talking about the design, the artwork that they're going to do at the Olympics, why would they choose a golden calf in their scenery? Because everyone knows that the golden calf is one of the most famous examples in the Bible of idolatry.
On the 9th of January 2024, he instructed people to pray before going out to places as he saw fire explosion in hotels.
Listen, this year, before you go to any hotel, before you go to any company, pray very well. Lord, anything that will cause problem at my arrival or when I am there, Lord, deliver my feet from it. Because I saw something like whether fire or explosion in hotels.
This prophecy was fulfilled on June 16, 2024, as the historic Marysville Hotel was destroyed by flames.
Huge flames destroyed the historic Marysville Hotel in downtown Marysville.
I've never seen this before. Yeah, it's crazy.
Now, we were here before 10 o'clock when this fire first broke out. Firefighters were actually inside the building fighting the flames, but obviously they had to back out when those flames overtook the building. We saw firefighters dousing flames after going in through boarded-up windows. A battalion chief on scene last night told Fox 40 there were flames on multiple floors of the 5-story structure. Fire investigators are determining how the fire started.
On the 9th of January 2024, he also prophesied that a major leader would lose a son.
I see a major leader losing a son.
This prophecy was fulfilled on the 10th of April, 2024, as 3 sons of Hamas leader Ismail Haniyeh were killed in an Israeli airstrike.
طلع السوعة شوية عشان التصوير وهو طير قربها.
On the 2nd of September, he also prophesied that he saw a school building collapsing with people inside.
And I saw a school building also collapsing with people inside.
This prophecy was fulfilled on 14th of September as a 3-story building collapsed in the University of Benin, Edo State, Nigeria. Has God said it? Shall he not do it? This can only be God.